Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, and in this video we'll be previewing day 2 of the Ebor Festival at York. Well, it's been a fantastic day for us today. This was probably one of the best days we've ever had here on my YouTube channel. We had 4 out of the 6 winners at York. We had some really good value in some of them as well. We had Phoenix of Spain at 5-1, also as well Here and Now at 12-1, that was a good one. Also as well the early price on Gingernut at 10-1, and also as well Roaring Lion. Those were the highlights of today. And also as well I do some work for the punters page, and I had 2 nice winners over there. I had Blester Empress at Brighton for Amy Murphy and Nicola Curry, and also as well I had Little Boy Blue, which did us a favour at Bath last time out, and it won for us again today at Brighton. So all in all I had 6 winners from my 9 selections across both YouTube platforms, and in the end it was a very good day, and hopefully we can continue some of that good form into tomorrow. We probably won't have nearly as good a day we had today, but if we could still have a couple of winners tomorrow it would be nice to continue the good form. So without further ado, we'll get stuck into the first race, and that's in the 155 tomorrow, the Lowther, and I like a horse here called Flawless Jewel. Round about 9-1 best odds with bookmakers at the moment, trained by Richard Fahey and Paul Hannigan, who normally rides really well here at York for Richard Fahey. These two are normally really solid. He's only just down the road and he's got a very good strike rate at the track, and he's bound to have some winners at the Ebor Festival, and I think this one looks like it's been laid out for the race. Now this one won at Pontefract last time in the 4-runner race by 16 lengths. Obviously hard to know what to make of that form, but is related to good horses. This horse is a half sister to Sands of Marley, which won at this meeting last year, so obviously high connections. It looks like they've targeted this race, and even though it does have to take on Angel's Hideaway and also as well Fairyland, I thought the prices Flawless Jewel could definitely be a really interesting contender. It's got a good bit of form at York as well, where the form of that race has worked out quite well when it finished second that day, and I think going up to 6 furlongs will definitely help as well. It's got it in its pedigree to suggest it should cope with that, and I'm going to be back in this one here to get us off hopefully to a good start. We then go to the 225, which is a really hard race tomorrow, but I like a horse here called Zanarab. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, the spelling will be in the description below. 7-1 bookmakers at the moment, trained by Richard Hannon, and Ryan Moore is booked for the ride. Now this horse has already won over the course and distance so far, beating some subsequent winners in its other races as well, so it's been running really well. Again, it looks like it's been laid out for the race, and the stable got fantastic record in this race. They've won the last 2 renewals. Also as well, to be fair to them tomorrow, they do have quite a few runners, but I thought with multiple places, I've seen 6 places in some of the bookmakers, so no Sky Bet are. I thought really 7-1 this horse had a great chance to make the frame, and he's got not a bad draw as well in the middle of the track, so that's going to be the selection there. We then go to the 3 o'clock, and I like a horse here called Kynren, and this one is 10-1 bookmakers at the moment, trained by David Barron, and Fran Berry's booked for the ride. David Barron is not through a bad phase in his stable form at the moment, and this horse has been a good servant to him already so far. This horse finished 3rd out of 19 at York last time over 10 furlongs. I think the drop back and trip to a mile will suit, and the form of that race is really good. That was Yukon Glen that won that race at York that day, and the second horse was Thunder in Blue of David Minutier, who obviously ran a blinder today in the Juddmonte, finishing in 3rd place at 50-1, and I think Kynren tomorrow could definitely one that could make the frame, and I thought 10-1 was a fair price there. We're then going to go for the Yorkshire Oaks, and I like Lawrence here in the 335, 4-1 best odds I've seen out there, trained by Carl Burke. PJ McDonald is booked for the ride. This horse has done me a few favours. I backed it last time when it won the French Oaks in really good style, and I think they've been wanting to up this horse and trip a little bit further. It's got it in its pedigree, so just suggest it should get it. They've always been really keen on this horse, the owners. That's John Dunn, and I could definitely see this one going really well tomorrow. I think Sea of Class is obviously the worthy opponent, and it's going to be interesting to see how they do. Sea of Class has been really good, especially in the Irish Oaks. It was a great ride coming from off the pace, but I just thought Lawrence is a very tough game filly, and I think that might just see her in good stead. She never beats them convincingly, but she always does enough, and I think she will do it tomorrow. That's going to be the selection there. We then go to the 4:15, and I liked a horse here called Shalilene. I hope I pronounced that right. It's 14-1 with most firms, trained by Andrew Bolden, whose stable have been in cracking form of late. Jim Crowley booked for the ride, who's been a little bit quiet recently, but this horse has got some good form. Third at Hamilton last time in the listed race behind Austrian School, who ran a good race last time out at Musselburgh, and also as well the winner of that race was Raymond Tusk, who's been tipped up to run well in the St. Leger. He ran well the other day at Newbury, finishing in second place behind a horse of Godolphins called Hamadan, which is going to go down for the Melbourne Cup, down to Australia. So it's had really strong form, and this horse is as well going to be going up in trip tomorrow, and I think that's definitely going to suit it. Again, it's got stairs in its pedigree. Lati Dart is obviously a worthy favourite, got good connections, and Frankie Dettori's booked for the ride. But Frankie, when he was quoted, he was saying that he wasn't quite sure about this horse and it might need the run. So for me, I'm going to take that as a slight negative, and I thought tomorrow this horse could definitely be a good each way bet to make the frame. We then go to the 4:50, and I thought this was quite a tricky race, but I thought Clubbable was maybe worth a shout, maybe a few quid each way here. 20-1 roundabout with most bookmakers. Again, trained by Richard Fahey. Paul Hannigan booked for the ride. This horse has only turned up to York once, and it won, which was over the course and distance. So that's always good. I think course form is always a real positive at York if you're having a bet. It's one of the more harder tracks to normally have a go at. But I thought Clubbable was quite interesting. Was unlucky last time, you could argue, Ascot was hampered from the very beginning and could never get into it. But that form has worked out all right in that race. There was quite a lot of informed horses that day. Via Serendipity has already come out and won since at the Shergar Cup, and there's been a couple of other decent performances if you actually look through the race in detail. So yeah, maybe a bit of a shot to nothing here, but I thought Clubbable you could do a lot worse really, and I think at 20-1 could outrun her odds and could potentially maybe spring a surprise and win the race. So they're the selections for day 2 of the Ebor Festival at York. I think it's a lot harder tomorrow than it has been today, but hopefully, like I said, we can have a couple of winners there. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button for Lucky Loads 15. I appreciate all the support I get, so thanks very much. Also as well, place to follow me on social media is at Twitter at Lucky Loads 15. Type me in there and you should find me, so follow me if you don't do so already. So yeah, that's all I've got to say really. Please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.